Also, do you know how hard it is to have thighs like this and be single still? Like, I'm out here sitting on someone's dream and they're dating fucking twigs.
So I'm kind of going through it today. And nobody talks about how lonely it is always being the single childless one in the room. I'm so tired of sitting in a room full of my peers and having nothing to add to the conversation as they talk about their family and their children. I can't relate to that. And I'm so tired of hearing when I get upset about being single and childless. I'm so tired of hearing, oh, well, you can do whatever you want. You have so much freedom. Or, oh, well, being the fun aunt is the best. It's not. It's not. I don't have anyone to come home to at the end of the day. I don't have anyone waiting for me. I don't have anyone who thinks of me first when something happens to them. I don't get celebrated. There's no equivalent to bridal showers and weddings and baby showers for single childless people. Nobody celebrates the milestones in our lives. And the worst, probably one of the worst parts, is that I feel like I'm not allowed to grieve the life that I thought I would have. Because when I try to grieve, there's not an acceptable, there's not an acceptable way to grieve the life that I wish I had.
Not to be dramatic or anything, but it was pick me as fuck that they were doing revolts and shits that women had the right to work. Why couldn't we have just shut the hell up and stayed in the kitchen? That's what I'm still trying to do. No, because if I was there back whenever the fuck that was, I would have been like, you guys are literally being pick-me's. Go make your sourdough. Oh my God. Now I have to fill out tax forms because we want to be independent. No, I don't. Literally, no, I don't. Oh my God. Pick me as fuck.
I am bawling and having a mental breakdown, so I need to talk to somebody. And everybody's pissed me the fuck off, so now I'm talking to y'all. I feel like the one thing that is not talked about enough with being a single person is just getting no help. And at one point, you do just start to crash out. Literally, I was just sitting, I was like, oh my God, I'm losing my mind. I've been needing to pack up all my Valentine's Day decor, and I did it. Okay, I packed it all up. Now I can't lift the boxes. I physically, it just makes me want to cry. I can't lift the fucking boxes. So it's I do all this goddamn fucking work. Spend 3 hours because I get no help. I'm doing it all myself, packaging it up, bubble wrapping shit. And I can't even do the last fucking task because I can't pick it up. And then it just makes me crash out because I know other people are in the situation, but it's then there's me. My family does not live here. So it's I just don't have anybody to call. So now I just have to I can't suddenly pick up 50 pounds. I don't know what I'm going to do. Oh my God. It actually makes me lose my mind. And just simple shit. I just cleaned or just did all this shit for 2.5 hours. Now it's I need to get groceries or I need to get, it's just 24/7, full on. There's just no help. There's just no help. We talk about, well, we don't talk about anything. Financially, it's fucking awful. You gotta pay for fucking everything, rent all alone, every fucking bill by yourself, every fucking thing alone. When you're a girly pop, all your food's paid for. It's kind of luxurious. It's kind of nice. No, not anymore. It's just time. The fact there's just no assistance, and I feel I just don't have enough hours in the day. My own day-to-day, I have 20 tasks to do, and that's nothing to do with maintaining my home. And then if I just add those, we're at 50, and then I cry. So I'm about to drag boxes down 2-3 hallways to my garage. Because, like, what? So, I don't know. It's actually, is debilitating the word? Like, it makes me want to, I actually don't get concerned, but, like, it makes me want to bash my head on a wall. Like, what the fuck? Oh. Yeah. Need to let that out.
Living alone has so many perks, don't get me wrong, but what do y'all do if you live by yourself and my apartment is clean, everything is spotless, I've already made and eaten dinner, I'm ready for the week ahead, but now I just have a few hours before bed and I'm kind of lonely and it's making me kind of sad. So what do you do to self-soothe, to entertain yourself, to not be in a negative headspace and focus on the fact that you live by yourself and it can be lonely at times? Let me know, because I would love to know.
I have to say I feel sorry for some of you men out there in the dating world, because it is 2025. I'm a 38-year-old female, and these women out here even confuse me. Some women out here putting Jesus in their bio, but then you go look at their stuff and it's nothing but thirst traps, lustful, seductive content. I mean, the modern day woman calls serving your husband oppression, but yet will have no problem going out and serving a male boss and cry that that's empowerment. And real feminine energy is not sexual marketing like the modern day woman might tell you. Y'all are getting seduction and femininity like completely confused. And I've said it before, but a lot of women have this long laundry list of unrealistic criteria that they want in a man, but yet they bring nothing to the table. And we don't talk about that. We tell the women, no, you are a queen, you will be treated as such, but we're not teaching women how to be wives these days. And I would go out on a limb and say that most of the women out in the modern day dating culture do not actually have standards. They have entitlement and accountability, a woman's kryptonite. Some of you ladies are going to die alone, still blaming men for the choices that you made.
We're painfully single. The only romance in our lives is in the fake scenarios we imagine to fall asleep. We're painfully single. Our expectations are so high, the only men that could reach them are fictional. We're painfully single. We're convinced that the boy we saw at the airport 5 years ago and never saw again was our soulmate.
You've almost got it. Let's keep tugging at this string here. Are we starting to maybe see a pattern? All of the behaviors you've described involve, if not avoiding men entirely, projecting fantasy elements onto unsuspecting himbos that you'll never see again so that you don't have to face the reality of the actual human conditions and the imperfections that lie within it. Wait, so refusing to talk to anybody who isn't a wealthy 6'4" librarian who's obsessed with cooking and cleaning and won't let you lift a finger hasn't been rewarding and empowering for you as a woman? What you are describing is called escapism, and a little bit of gentle escapism can be nice. That's why we like video games and books and sitting on the toilet until our feet go numb, but too much of it will just keep us lonely. I'm also not saying accept the love and affection from the first person that offers it to you because you're lonely, because that's another separate recipe for disaster. But like, as long as you see yourself as painfully single, you're always going to attract the wrong ones. Narcissists and womanizers love painfully single women. A healthy and healed woman is not painfully single. She's comfortable in her solitude, and narcs avoid them like the plague because they're not going to be easy. But I'm telling you, you are never going to make the leap from painfully single to comfortable in your solitude without removing unrealistic expectations.
You know, bad for men in society. Could men in society, it's not like just because they're a man and we're women that they're struggling less than us. Yeah. You know, that's not a fact. So men also struggle to date sometimes, and I do feel bad for them. I don't feel bad for them.
I'm going to empathize with men for 1 second. I'm going to hop over to team men for 1 second. Women do all the time that men aren't asking us out, especially in person, which is true, by the way, which is true. But then when it does happen, when somebody does finally ask us out, women are like, no, not you. No. God, no. Why are you doing this to me? No. God, now you're making it weird. Not you.
Tampa men, you need to do better. I was roaming around Hyde Park this Saturday and Friday nights, and I saw a crazy amount of couples walking around where the man was walking in front of the woman. Is chivalry fully dead? I need to know. Because honestly, you guys really failed to surprise me in a lot of ways, but the amount of people, it was like 80% of couples, the man was walking in front. That is honestly just embarrassing for you. Is this normal here? Like, I'm born and raised Florida, so I know it's not all of Florida thing, but is this normal for Tampa?
I am 39 years old and I'm about to turn 40 in a little over 7 months, and I'm really freaking out about it. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if this is every person's experience when they get to this milestone age, but last night I woke up with a lot of anxiety and just this overwhelming feeling that like I'm so behind in life. And there's also this like grief that comes with it as well, because I'm not married and I don't have children, which are two things that I want and have wanted for a while. And I guess it just feels like there's this grief of like, that may not happen for me in this lifetime. And that makes me feel really sad. I'm not childless by choice. I respect people that do decide that children aren't something that they want, and I understand that. But I guess I just feel there's just a lot of incoming grief. I feel like I've also just been so burnt out by men, especially in the last 2 years. And it's like, everybody says it, I'm no exception, but dating life is rough out there. And I'm having a really hard time making peace with where I'm at in my life and my age, and having to get to a point where I accept that like maybe I'm not going to get the things that I thought I was going to get in this life.
Honestly, that sounds very depressing for you guys to have to go through this stuff. I mean, I can say that you don't have to go through it. You're going through it because that's what you want to do. So many men haven't met your standards, and I know you're going to tell me, well, I'm not lowering my standards. I'm going to date within my tax bracket. Well, unfortunately, the people in your tax bracket are not willing to date you. Well, I'm not going to settle. Well, I mean, they're not going to settle for you either. You guys, at some point in time, men told you you're going to run into this. This is what it's going to look like. And you didn't believe them. And so now, like the woman who had a house, congratulations, by the way, crashing out because she has to drag boxes down a hallway. Men have to do that by themselves all the time. All the time. You either get a moving company or you do it yourself. You see if you can round up 2 or 3 of your friends, but if they're busy, then guess what you have to do? Figure it out. Maybe you can call your dad or your brother or something like that. Once again, if they're not there, you got to figure it out. Also, a dolly might help in this situation. Maybe you can get one of those. There's multiple ways. A man, if you don't have a dolly, you can throw it on a blanket and pull it one by one. Men just, instead of doing all this complaining and crying on the camera, which I understand where you're coming from, men beat and moved one box. Bro, that's all I'm going to be able to do for today. And then moved another box. And over time, his pad becomes like he wants it. And all of that stuff that y'all have in your house, men don't have it because it's not necessary. Y'all like to go in a man's house and look in his fridge, look in his cabinets. Oh, he don't got but one pan and all this stuff. This is truly a bachelor pad, and trash him and all that stuff. He don't got to worry about getting on camera crashing out about not being able to lug 50, 60, 70 pound boxes down the hall full of junk. He don't got to worry about that in the name of looking good for somebody else. So, I mean, you pick your poison, and, you know, sometimes it is definitely poison.
Having a man-free home is a flex.
Having no man in your home is definitely not a flex because it is not difficult to obtain. All you got to do is just not date. It's as simple as that. Viewer discretion is advised.
Having a man-free home is like the ultimate cheat code to life, because imagine getting off of work and you realize that there's no man in your house, and it's calm, it's quiet, it's peaceful, it's clean. Things are where you left them.
What's funny about her take is she called it a cheat code. Something that anyone can do. Like, do you know there's no mandate? It's not mandatory for you to have a man in your house. Why do y'all get on here and make it seem as if y'all have to have a man? Yeah, you don't. And we don't care that you don't want one. Men are better off without women like you. Trust me, you will be doing us the favor. Good riddance. Plus, I'm really starting to notice a pattern here. Y'all trying to prove to the world that you guys are happy alone because you can't find a man that you want, or the man you want doesn't want you back. True happiness doesn't need to be proven to people. Neither does it require an audience. We can see right through you.
You don't have to worry about somebody asking you what's for dinner. You don't have to worry about regulating somebody else's emotions, listening to their stories, because, you know, men talk and talk and talk and talk, and not having to be available to them. And so when you get off work, it's just really all about you. And if you have children, all about your children when your children come home from school, and your dog and your pets.
This absolutely has to be rage bait because there ain't no way in hell. First things first, she described a woman. Women are the ones that come home and want to talk about what happened at work. Men, we're not really like that. Whatever happened at work stays at fucking work. Secondly, she said you don't have to worry about regulating someone's emotions. Plus, you don't have to worry about someone asking you what's for dinner. So if you have kids, do you not have to regulate their emotions? Are they not going to tell you they're hungry? What are we going to eat tonight, Mom? You still end up performing out the same exact duties with children. I swear some of y'all in this logic, boy, I tell y'all, this shit don't make no goddamn sense.
But life is just so simple when you do not live with a man. Like, I think the best relationships are when he has his own place, you have your own place, and y'all see each other on the weekends.
Shorty, just say you want to get crack without the commitment. It's 2025. At this point, it is what it is. If you want to be for the streets, be for the streets. You're not doing us a disservice. Trust me, we'll be perfectly fine. I'm sure there's a gentleman out there willing and ready to crack you for the free. Y'all go about this like y'all have to be committed to a man. You don't. It is your God-given right to not exercise that option. But like I mentioned earlier, this gotta be rage bait. I refuse to believe she's really talking this shit and wholeheartedly believing it. But you know what? Like any other video, you ain't gotta listen to me. I'm just a normal guy. Yeah, keep the change.
I saw this video today where this girl's talking about the male loneliness epidemic and something about good-looking men and like getting mad when they say no or something, but that's not really the point. I just can't get over it. This is like the 800th video talking about the male loneliness epidemic. There's no man that's complaining about this. All I see when I see the topic of the male loneliness epidemic is literally women bringing it up. There's not been a man coming on this app complaining about the male loneliness epidemic. And on top of that, this is just some videos from the last 2 days that I've seen. This girl that had like 1 million views of this girl giving you advice to stop chasing men because you guys are chasing men. This girl getting upset because a man said, what does she bring to the table? So then like she like makes up a fake argument. This girl talking about how men want to be chased because men don't want to go and approach and especially talk to her, like Jesus Christ. This girl that says, oh my God, like I'm not going to go and chase after a guy when it's like, what the heck is going on over here? Like, what is this?
I'm feeling a little like some attention, so I'm gonna manifest. I'm pausing. I need a masculine man.
It is so insane to me. I really think girls say this is a cope when like they realize that like men aren't approaching as much and they think like we're all sitting here like in solitary confinement just crying, oh my God, we don't have women. Nobody's saying this. Girls are the ones coming on this app that keep framing it in different ways to make themselves feel better. Oh, it's because they're gay. Oh, it's because, you know, they're not masculine enough. The harsh reality is, even though you might say there's a male loneliness epidemic, that is just a term that is used for the fact that males are staying single at a higher rate. That is because males don't crave relationships at the rate that women do. Now, is this to say there's not a group of incel lonely men that are probably lonely? For sure. But there's definitely a lot of femcels. And what's ironic is a lot of the femcels that come on this, you know, app and talk about, you know, their hatred for men, they're still actively looking for men. They just think that their man is like the exception to the rule. Moral of the story here is the whole male loneliness epidemic. I just like literally want to like scratch my brain when I hear that because no man is saying that. Not a single man has been like, oh, dude, I hate this male loneliness epidemic that's going on. You feeling it, brother? Not happening. Okay, what do you think?
I just saw a video of a woman in her 30s who's strong and independent, and yet she's broken down on the internet crying because she is coming face to face with the realization that she is starved for love and affection. Now, I'm not talking about a booty call because anybody can just get a booty call, but we all know what that's worth. I'm talking about an embrace. There are days when I haven't seen my husband because he was at work or I was busy running errands or whatever the case may be, and I'm exhausted. And all I want to do is melt into his arms. Knowing that I have somebody who is genuinely there to support me, that I'm not in this alone. Knowing that I have a permanent companion, a partner. There is so much more to relationships than simply getting a financial gain. And all you guys are focused on is the finance. There are a lot of things out there that being strong and independent cannot provide you. And I think it's time some of you get that wake-up call now, while there's still enough time for you to change your mind.
I'm so curious. Let's have a discussion about the male loneliness epidemic because I've been hearing a lot about it and it's intriguing. It's very intriguing because the times are changing and like divorce rates are through the roof. Lots of men are saying they're in sexless marriages. They're not getting their needs met. And women are just like, well, I'm not getting my needs met, so I'm just not going to be in a relationship because these men aren't stepping up. And I'm wondering, from your perspective, like, what is going on here? I kind of feel like it's just miscommunications and no communication. People don't even know what they need, so they're not able to express it to have those needs met. And then they end up being resentful because the other person is not meeting their needs when they weren't able to communicate their needs. Like, I feel like as far as romantic relationships go, people are dazed and confused. I don't think people know what the hell they're doing out there. It's crazy. I have lots of friends in the dating scene and they're like, oh, these men are shit, blah, blah, blah. And lots of them are. But lots of the women are shit too. What the fuck is wrong with people? What's going on? Tell me, what do you think is going on? What is going on with men and women trying to be in relationships, but like not? What's going on?
I'm just going to be real with you right now. Dating gets worse in your 30s. It gets worse in your 30s. Oh, I don't know what is going on in the air. I don't know if it's 2025. I don't know what is up. But dating is horrible. The qualities in men right now are horrible. I would rather be alone than settle for a man right now, because anybody I've met sucks. Like, sucks. They either are like really good on paper and horrible in person, or like I don't even know. Like, honestly, I've been hit with so many curveballs, like in the past couple years turning 30. I'm like, whoa, what happened? Like, in my 20s, I feel like I met like a better selection. But maybe when you get to this age, a lot of people start showing their true colors. I have no idea. But yeah, I'd rather be alone than settle for some of these people. I'd rather be at home with my dogs and no drama than some of these selections out here. But yeah, dating has been probably the worst dating I've ever had has been in my 30s. And that sucks to say, but we're going to keep our hopes up that it gets better. If not, you're going to find me on The Golden Bachelor. Like, Lord have mercy.
I had a comment on my video about what I would do if I was a single Christian girl in order to meet my husband. Now, I'm going to give this person the benefit of the doubt. I deleted the comment because it felt like it was sassy, and I don't have sassy comments on my page. But I'm going to stand by what I'm going to say if this is what she meant. Because even if this isn't what she meant, this is what a lot of women think. She said, because I made this whole list of what you could be doing in order to prepare for your husband, in order to meet him and all that stuff. She said, men aren't doing this, LOL. My girls, my besties, my queens, my sisters in Christ, you probably won't meet a husband if you hate men. Think about if a man hated women and just talked smack on women like that, and how much you would like want to date him. Also, I understand you might think that women are doing way more than men to like prepare for marriage and the foundation of their family and all that stuff. And I understand that that doesn't seem fair to you. But remember when Jesus died on the cross for our sins and it wasn't really fair to him? Just because it's not fair doesn't mean that God might call you to do that, even if your husband or men in general aren't doing the same thing. Also, I'm married to a man. They are very different than us. They have very different giftings than us. There is a reason why God put two different types of people together in a marriage. And there are sacrifices and things that men might be doing right now, men who really truly love God, that might not look exactly like the womanly way that we might be journaling and praying and fasting and doing all these things. I'm not saying that men don't journal. I'm not saying they don't fast, but you don't know their heart. Like, them resisting lust and resisting, you know what, that starts with a P and ends with an orn, them resisting those things might be the hardest battle that they're facing every single day because they're trying to wait for their wife. You just don't know what Christian men out there are doing to prepare to be husbands and to meet their wives. You don't know what the cries of their hearts are saying. And I think about the Bible verse where Jesus says the woman who gave the 2 pennies, even though there was rich people who gave tons of money to God's temple, the woman who gave the 2 pennies, God said that that was so much more than what they gave because it was all that she had. Your husband, your future husband, or a man out there who is somebody's future husband, he might not really have a lot of Christian experience and know a lot of things he could be doing and praying and all that, but he might be giving God his full heart, and God might see what he's doing as such a sacrifice to meet his future wife one day. And it pleases God when we give him our all. So if you feel like it's not fair, good. Love is not fair. and get ready for marriage, because it's not supposed to be fair on either side. Husbands are supposed to lay down their lives for us. Like, that does not sound fair to me. But that's why it's real love, because real love sacrifices, lays down its life, and doesn't count like scores. Do not get in the habit of counting scores before you're married, because I promise you that will be the most toxic marriage if that's what you and your husband do. Much love to the girl that left that comment. Maybe she wasn't trying to be sassy. Maybe she doesn't hate men. Maybe it was a joke. But I stand by what I'm saying. We need to have love towards men, and we cannot love God and hate other people.
No, she was trying to be sassy. Most modern women are. They do this thing to where they come in. They actually don't understand that they're the ones setting the tone. And I say setting the tone as in they're the ones coming in with the demands, with the list. And a lot of times men counter and they say, oh, okay, well, if that's the way we're doing it, all right. I'm checking this. I'm checking that. I'm still working on this. Kind of working on that, but check. Okay. So tell me about yourself. Well, I'm an open book. What do you want to know? And don't, just, I'm an open book. Just let me know. Oh, okay. You know, what's your favorite color? Oh, come on. No softball questions. Oh, okay. You know, what's your family life like? Well, my family, and you go in there. But I know there's a pressing question. It is. What do you bring to the table? Also, what is your body count? See, I knew it was a red flag. See, I knew God. Where you going? Where you going, miss? Come on back. Come on back. We still having dinner. You don't want to walk out on dinner, right? It's free. I'm going to pay for it. I need you to answer this question right here. What do you bring to the table? What's your body count? Don't run off from accountability. That's what we need from you. I'm going to lay down my life. I want it to be worth it. You heard the Bible now. You heard the Bible, what it said. I want something. That's the word of God now. Present it without spot, wrinkle, or blemish. You got a spot. You got a lot of wrinkles. Darn near too many blemishes. I need that from you. They don't want to hear that. And so they get up and leave the date because a man is holding them accountable. We don't want that type of stuff.
I'm in my mid-30s and I struggle so much to connect with women who have partners that are providers. I know this about myself. There's a level of envy in a way. I'm envious of them. And I struggle to empathize a lot of the times. Like, I really do. Because it's literally just me. Like, I have to keep a roof over my head. I have to keep up with my health. I have to keep up with my happiness. I have to keep up with my dog. I know that's first world problems. But just like all these things I'm doing by myself. And I know there are a lot of people out there that can relate. And as humans, we are not meant to be individual creatures. We haven't evolved past that. We are still meant to be communal, and we are meant to be in groups and herds and in packs. And so to be in your mid-30s doing all of this stuff, it's exhausting. It's exhausting. And it's so crazy when I think about it, because growing up, I was taught you need to be able to take care of yourself. You shouldn't depend on anybody. Definitely don't depend on a man. Like, that was a whole spiel that was ingrained over and over and over again. And I'm on my 6th apartment in New York City by myself. And that was a goal. That was always like, get your own space, take care of yourself. I'm gonna tell you right now, in my mid-30s, I hate living by myself. I hate it. I'm a communal person. I like being around people. I sleep better when I'm around people, whether it's my family, my close friends. I hate being by myself. And so I'm at this weird place where I'm just like, what do I do? I don't know. And I just know if I had a partner that was helping me balance out this stuff, I would free up so much mental and emotional capacity to accomplish and get done all of these things that I have constantly in my mind, these ideas. Like, I have so many ideas that could be life-changing, not just for me, but like, and not just for my family even. I know it could change my family's life, but for society. Like, I have all these ideas, but I'm by myself, and I can't do it. It's impossible. It's impossible. And it's crazy to try to accept that or come to terms with that. But I'm not beating myself up about it, because I'm human. And again, humans are meant to be communal. We are meant to thrive in community. And again, we haven't evolved past that. I don't know why people don't get that. We haven't evolved past that. So everybody's like, oh, block this person, don't communicate. Yeah, and then you get isolated. And then what?
I still stand by the fact that my husband is the ugliest man that I have ever met 5 years into our marriage. If you are single right now, it's because you want to be attracted to your partner. And It's just not realistic.
Yeah, it is, if you have reasonable expectations in what you're looking for. This video is so heartless. What if he sees it? Does he know? You're taking that man away from someone who would genuinely find him attractive. And what happens when he gets dressed up for you? Do you tell him he looks good? Or does he get no compliments from you? Because any compliment would be a lie. Everyone deserves to be with someone that finds them attractive. They deserve to feel desired and wanted. The fact that you find your man ugly and you're willing to tell the world about it is absolutely disgusting. Not only is that embarrassing for him, but I can't even imagine how he would probably feel if he saw this. How would you feel if he made a video like this about you? He doesn't even have to be the most handsome man you've ever seen on the planet. You should be with someone you at least find attractive. This is just so messed up.
And I've been crying all day because I got sat on a plane next to a couple, and the whole time the guy had his hand on like his girlfriend's leg, you know, and it was just kind of like that the whole time. And I can't, like, I've been single my whole life. I'm 25 and I've never gotten to experience that.
What are you waiting for?
I've never gotten like close to that.
Damn.
And it's just too much. Like, it's too much. I can't do it anymore. There are some people out there who they're not interested in a relationship and they want to be by themselves. But like, that's not me, and that's never been me. I have always wanted to be in a relationship, even though I've never been in one. And even though I'm comfortable by myself and I can do things alone, but like at a certain point, it gets like really sad doing things alone. Like, I've traveled alone to so many places because like if I don't go by myself, I'm not gonna go. If I don't do things by myself, it's not gonna happen. But at the same time, like, it's so much fun to be able to like share that with someone else. And like, everyone I know is in a relationship right now, and like the majority of them have been in relationships for like a long time. Like, this is established, and I just like, I feel like I've always been alone, and I don't want to be, and I don't understand why this is happening to me. And I don't know, I like can't take it anymore. And clearly this didn't work because I'm still crying, and I just wasted like 2 minutes of your time, and I'm sorry. And I hope you're having a better weekend than I am.
And once again, modern women on social media continue to beat men over the head with male loneliness epidemic. Men aren't lonely enough, but in the end, it's actually them. Well, we're the happiest demographic. It does not look like it. Doesn't look like it. And of course, men knew this, not because men are so smart, but because men are observant. And men know, well, shoot, if I feel like some points in time, I want somebody, I want a companion, and if they're human, I know they're probably going to feel the same way too. No, I'm never going to feel that way. You're the one that's lonely. You're the one that needs to develop some social skills. You're the one that needs to learn how to read a room and be emotionally intelligent. Okay, sure I do. I'll work on that. But for right now, you probably need to work on some things as well, like effective communication. You need to learn to stop disrespecting men. You probably need to learn how to cater to your man in the same way that you want your man to cater to you. But of course you don't want to hear that, because you didn't come here to cater to a man. You came here to get service from a man. You came here for a man to pay for your lifestyle, to break his back, to absolutely break his back trying to provide for you. And it didn't come to fruition. The man that you want sees you from afar, over across a distance, and says, absolutely not. Let's chart a course for a different location. We need to go a different way. I see trouble up ahead. Pass. Hard pass. And now here we are on the internet crying. Godspeed.
I'm 29 and I have never been in a relationship. Literally 2 years ago, I was crying in my car because of that. And now I kind of just be vibing about it. And you know, the one thing I do hate about being single-handedly screwing your mom, is the fact that I have to pay double the amount for my apartment than I would if I was in a relationship. That's the only reason. But then I also be like this in my own home. Anyway, for my 29th birthday, we went to a resort and then also went to get dinner afterwards. And at the dinner, one of my friends was like, I bet you're going to date a younger guy. And I was like, ew, no, absolutely not. And she was like, what if it's a younger guy that looks older? I'm like, ew, even worse. I want an older guy that looks younger. Seraphine, I think you might be limiting yourself on like who you're going to marry or who you're going to like spend the rest of your life with because you're like limiting them on the age. Like, yeah, because I know the person that I want. It's not someone younger than me. They got to be my age or older. Preferably, I would want someone in their 30s, like currently at my age. Because you have to not live with your parents, have a stable job, be able to live on your own currently, no roommates, which is a high ask in this economy. Because if I can do it, you can do it. And we should be able to do that together. You have to have a job, have a car. I don't care if you're making payments on your car, but you got to have a car. You have to be a pretty active person. And that doesn't mean that you have to be fit, but you have to be active. I like to hike. I like to work out. I like to go on walks. I like to paddleboard. I like to swim. I like to be outside. I like to be doing activities. I want some gamer boy who just wants to be inside gaming all day. You absolutely have to want to travel. Spend $10 on a hostel. And I don't care if we're sharing the same bed. Also, one of my biggest requirements is that you have to not annoy me. Because honestly, that takes a lot. And I get annoyed very easily. Because like, why would you be in my house? Why would a man be there? Why would I come home and the cabinets would be open? No. Tell everyone that my ideal person that I would want to marry would be a firefighter. 3 days on, 3 days off. So by the time that I'm like kind of getting sick of you, you go and stay at the firehouse for 3 days. And then by the time that I'm like, oh, I kind of missed them, you're coming home. Perfect. I love it. Me and her made a bet that I would end up dating someone who's younger than me. And I told her, never going to happen. I said, I will bet you $1 million and I will hold you to it. And she was like, well, what if you like found someone attractive and then found out their age later? I was like, well, the first thing that I would do is find out their age. I'm not playing around. Like, I've literally had a guy ask me out, a guy that I worked with, and he asked me out on a date, and he was very sweet, very kind. I'm a very sweet kid, but he looked young. And he asked me out. He was like, would you want to like go and get dinner sometime? And I looked at him and I said, how old are you? And I was 27. He goes, 19. I went, no. I was like, you're way too young for me. And then he quit, but that's not my fault. But I'm very adamant on the fact that I will not date someone who is younger than me. You have to be my age or older. And Desiree, I'm holding you to that bet. She made a thought that I forgot because I had 11 drinks that night. I remember. Anyway, if you are a fighter over the age of 29 and would like to possibly date, hit me up.
You know, I'm sure you're a nice person to your friends, but no. They don't want to run into this. Men don't want to run into this type of stuff. We talk about chivalry being dead. Is politeness? Is common decency? Is that dead too? Is this stop making lists and just see basic, okay, we got some basic necessities. This is what I need. But then over on the other side, you got all this nonsense going on. When did that happen to where we just balloon the list to where, man, I got a handful of things that I would like, oh, okay, I can reasonably do those, to I got a list of 50 things. And yes, it's 50 things. You don't think that's too much? No. Because the man that I prayed for would do all of these things. You're freaking delusional. You're delusional. We made a bet. You can make all of the bets that you want. It does not matter. But the way that modern women talk, they're going nowhere and fast.
Come crash out with me. We're on brand today. Come crash out. My husband informed me today that I would be a single mother of 4. Bright and early this morning. So much for a Sunday reset. Resetting my whole fucking life. Is the rapture coming? The 23rd? Is that whenever? What is that? Will we all die? Is that gonna happen? Because take me first. I know I should not be sitting here crying because my husband said he wanted a divorce. No biggie, no biggie. So anyway, if you're into a good comeback story, if you're here for hot ass glow ups, because everybody fucking knows the girl glows the fuck up after a divorce, after a breakup. Yo, it's coming. Same with more tattoos, because honey, we gotta get that covered up. He already got his covered up, so it's no big deal. He was just a few months ahead of me. And if you want to support a single mom of 4 in this economy, go ahead and smash that fucking follow button, get a few more followers, and maybe get TikTok paid so I can, I can't find it. Fund. If you want to help fund this fun glow up, this fun little bump in the road, now would be a great time. Don't know what to do. Single mom of 4. Help a girl out. Help a girl. Help me get this covered up. Oh, and this one. And this one. And you think I would have picked up that the getting married thing isn't it? God forbid a woman wants to believe in true love. Because of God, I'm never gonna get that fairy tale ending. God, you really only have myself and I. You, yourself, and you. I might try out going gay. I might really try. I just want to kiss a girl. Now I can. Now I can kiss a girl. Let me kiss you. Or you know what? Chocolate men are delicious looking. Maybe I'll try that. Because these white men... what? Let me go get these diapers because now it's fucking raining.
You know, she said she wanted chocolate. For my vanilla brothers, we're gonna send this one back to you. She belongs on your side. I'm sorry, we cannot take this one here.
I think being 32 and single, the majority, actually just like your entire life, which I have, is an interesting place to be in at this point. Just romantically figuring life out, not having that partner, being independent, which, don't get me wrong, I love being in control of my life, but having that other person there to just talk to there's so many countless things. But I'm also so grateful. Like, it's a double-edged, I wouldn't even say it's a double-edged sword. I'm grateful that, like, I get to live my life like this, that I get to do these things, I get to travel, and I don't have to worry about anybody else but myself. But I think being Arab, there's some setbacks. People, are like, oh my God, you don't have anybody yet? No, I don't. And I'm not going to just be with anybody just to be married, I'm so against that. I'd rather be single and living this type of life than be with somebody just to say that I had a wedding and like service to other people. Like, I don't care. I'm not here to live out your life. I'm here to live out my life. And yeah, it fucking sucks. I'm 32. I'm single. I'm almost 33, but what can I do? Like, this is out of my hands. I've tried. I'm also not going to just be with Joe Schmo, because then I would have been able to just get married. But I'm not. That's not me, and that's not what's going to happen. I don't know why I had the urge to say this, but I just feel like it needs to be talked about, being in your 30s and still being single, especially being an Arab woman. They held us to this like standard of, marriage and having kids. But we are a new breed, us women in our 30s that are still single. We are fighting situations internally and externally that were never our battles to fight. So I think I would always rather just pick this route. And I'm so appreciative of this route because I learn about myself more and more every day, even though it does get emotional. And what sucks is that I am somebody who is a hopeless romantic, and that actually took me a while to figure out. Actually, my bestie girl brought it up to my attention, and I never thought about it. I just thought everybody was like that. But that also sucks because like you want the best. Sometimes you don't always get that. I don't know, I just feel like I'm rambling now, but being Arab being single, not being married. It's a trip. It's really a trip, and I don't know. I know I'm not alone. I know I'm not alone, but I think you have to be really strong to be in this situation, because not everybody's physically, mentally capable to just being single. Some people just can't handle it, even if it's out of your control. I think some people are just can be with just anybody. I don't know. I think I've had a lot of situations in my younger days that have kind of taught me or from other people's experience what I've learned from other people's experience what I don't want, and that marriage isn't just everything, you know. It's nice to look forward to have, you know, to grow old knowing that you have kids that are there that are going to help look after you, but also, like, I don't know, I'm not here to just, like, be a baby maker. I want to enjoy my life with somebody. That's the main thing. I want to enjoy my life somebody comfortably and be okay with it. Be okay with the choices that I made. But we shall see. You never know. Also, if I wasn't still single, I wouldn't have traveled to so many other places. Not saying that it'll prevent me, but I feel like I wouldn't have had the experience that I've had. There's so many places that I've gone to that I want to go to, and then I also would love to go to again with like a partner, but I think Paris is one of the places that will always have my heart. I always say that I left my heart in Paris, and I don't know. Maybe my heart literally is still in Paris. Who knows?
They say things like, I'm not here to live out your life and your dreams. And sure, you know, especially if you have parents, some of that stuff that they be telling you about be stuff that they want to do. That'd be, oh, when you gonna have grandkids? That'd be stuff that they actually want. But some of it is for you. Some of it because they know you and they've heard you and they've seen you and they've had to comfort you during your... Can you imagine sitting on the couch watching TV? The game is on. Modern women don't care. I mean, women in general really don't care. Oh, daddy, I'm so sad. This boy, he doesn't want me. And, you know, I've been looking for a man and no men want me. And then he got to sit there and tell you for the next 2 or 3 hours while the game is the game has started. The game has started already. You're beautiful. Daddy loves you. You got to sit there and run his hands through your hair and rub on your back and comfort you. And you want to go get something to eat? He has to put off what he actually wants to do to comfort you. Critical game. It don't matter if it's the Super Bowl. 2 minutes left and the team, his team has to complete a 2-minute drill. You don't care about that. All you're worried about is, well, you know, I'm most important and you should love me. And so now you're encroaching in somebody else's space. And of course you're going to be like, well, what's more important, the game or me? Well, you're more important, but I kept on, you are more important, which is why I kept on telling you, you would arrive at this destination sooner or later. You kept on telling me, I'm not living my life for you. I'm not doing anything that you want me to do. I'll have kids when I want to. I'll get married when I want to. All of these men ain't this. They ain't that. I've been trying to set you up with people you don't want. I've been trying to tell you, go over here, play pickleball, play tennis, join a run club, go to church, go to the gym, go swimming, go hiking, go do something till you can find a man. Just to find something to do. You didn't want to hear it. I can't find no man. None of them meet my standard. We have dudes that have been vetted, dudes that you've grown up with. They ain't good enough. They ain't tall enough. They clothes don't fit. They shoes are ugly. They mouth looks a certain way. You don't like their lips. Their hair is this. They're tall enough, but they don't make enough money. They don't have the right job. They making a lot of money, but you just feel like their ethics and their morals and their values, which I get it, it's fair. My point is there's always something wrong with this dude. He can't never get a break. And so now, when I done told you for over 3, 4, 5, 6 years, hey, Find somebody. At some point in time, I know you're living your life. I know you're loving it. I know you love to travel. I know you're in your nice place. It's beautiful. I love that for you. You're strong and independent. You're going to want somebody. No, I'm not. Now you're in my face telling me when I'm doing what I want to do, when I'm enjoying my night, you come over here crying on my shoulder, telling me about how your life is so horrible and you're lonely. You're lonely. I didn't try to tell you that. Men didn't try to tell you that. You're going to arrive at this location at some point in time. You never want to hear it. What do you want a man to do? Men can no longer rescue you anymore.